Good afternoon and salutations. My name is Calypso, aka and Carousel, and welcome to the stream. Or welcome back to the stream. Let us continue with the, guilt. Is it guilt? Well, I don't know about guilt, but, guilt is about the past, right? But Uninka's thinking about what she might have to do in the future. I guess it's the same. Family, huh? When I get back to my room, my mind strums up images of Shigetsugu and you. Shigetsugu talked about the joy of providing something to another. Was I able to do that for Keiko? Was I able to do that for Sonia, even? Shigetsugu's elimination during the next election is all but guaranteed. Was I able to provide something for him, knowing that would happen? I heard him out and made dinner for you. There's no need to involve myself with any of the participants further than this. Yet I find myself worried about waking up on Monday, plagued with regret. Yeah, this fucking sucks, huh? I figure I'm best off acting instead of worrying, so I make my way to my computer. Thus, another day of school rolls by. I stayed up late last night doing research, so I'm still a little bit tired. And wouldn't you know it, I checked my calendar, and it's June already. I'm already nostalgic about the time we went to that amusement park. Once my surprise fades, I get ready to head to school. Once there, I find myself talking to the usual group. Mao?
Ohayo. Lee-tan tachi wa bunkasai no hi dou suru ka kimeta?
Oh my god. Hi, Mao.
どうするかって、土日でそれぞれ1時間の手伝いでしょ？僕もやらなくてはいけないみたいだ。
Oh, hey, Miharu. I wonder if you have something to say later. Talking to these two really helps me hammer home that I'm back to my typical daily life. The culture festival's next weekend. My class has finally decided to go with the fortune teller booth idea. I'm a bit worried about it since they've decided to, with hardly a month to spare, but it should be fine because there's nothing too difficult to prepare. None of us are playing a big part in it, but we do need to help out because it's a class effort. And said help comes in the form of 1-hour shifts on both Saturday and Sunday, it seems.
違うよ。うちはそれ以外の時間をどうしよっかって聞いてるの。ああ、そうだったんだ。だったら、ナオミの喫茶店には行ってみたいかな。
Oh, of course.
羊さんのね。別にミハルンは無理に行かなくてもいいんじゃないの？いや、リンカが行くなら僕も行くよ。
Damn. Yeah, okay. Spending time with Naomi should be fine as long as it's while we're at school. She's been working hard for this, so I want to see how it turns out.
マオには何か案があるの？ない。
ない。
ないんだね。僕は文化部の活動にもあまり興味がないから、シフトを午前中に入れてもらう予定だよ。生徒は午前中まで校内にいれば、あとは帰宅してもいいことになっているからね。なら、私もそうしようかな。他に興味あるものもないし。
These.
冷めてる。
Joyless outcasts. Lol. Ignoring Mao's attempts to tease us, we start to trudge over to the cafeteria. じゃ、お先。With that, Mao skips out of the classroom. Bye! Bye, Mao! Come back soon. To the to the screen. Okay, looks like she's headed home in a hurry today. I'm not sure why, since she generally keeps that aspect of her life to herself. Still, she tends to be busy more often than not. Not like she's in any clubs either. I can only assume she's got a part-time job or something. Miharu's getting ready to head home herself. Seems like she's working a shift today. Oh, fuck. Come on. Come on. Come on. Wait, no. I want to have this conversation about... So I want to see if it's gonna happen, so... We're walking with her.
一緒に駅まで行く? 本当かい?
Oh shit, right, I forgot. No, people already know. It doesn't really... She starts to pack up even faster when she asks. Under her notebook is an unfamiliar book. Doesn't seem like one from the school's library.
そんなに焦らなくてもいいよ。遅くなったら、君は僕を見捨てて先に行ってしまうかもしれないからね。
I can only smirk. Okay.
昨日はありがとね。大したことはしていないよ。僕もちょうどそのことについて聞こうと思っていたところなんだ。一体何があったんだい？話すと長くなるんだけどさ。
This isn't a topic I can avoid so long as we're together. It's exactly what I wanted to happen. I tell her all about how I went to Shigetsugu's house and how numeral 4 forced her... Oh, no, that's not 4. Fuck! I knew I would get it wrong one day. Numeral 11 forced her way in. She is wide-eyed at the start of the story, but by the end, all she does is sigh.
呆れを通り越して、僕はもはや君のことが怖いよ。
Exactly. She's gonna end up trying to fistfight Perka.
でも、なんとかなってる。12の人ともちゃんと話せることが分かったし。話してどうするんだい？最後には彼のことも脱落させないといけないんだ。
I figure I am being optimistic, but Miharu makes sure to beat reality back into me with her words. Lacking a proper retort, all I do is avoid eye contact.
まあ、君がどんな行動をしようが否定しないし、どんなことがあっても僕は君を守る。もっとも、君にあった出来事を話してくれないよりはいいか。美晴は何かないの？くす、気になるかい？
Yes. She teases the question with a smile.
教えてくれないやつでしょ。さすが凛花だ。ご名答。
Wow. We move to more standard topics following that as we make our way to the station. It doesn't seem like Rinka let Miharu know that she has all of Yu's cards. Then we exchange goodbyes and part ways. Yesterday was a rare day. I was able to open the store for once. Customers dwindle during holiday periods, but regulars in the area still tend to drop by. I'm glad most of them understand that my grind's away, so they make it a point to cheer me on rather than criticize my offerings.
ピータン、文化祭の次の週、どっか行かない？
Yay! It's Mao. Mao comes our way to chat as I'm getting ready to head home.
いいけど、どこに？
まだ決めてないけど、映画とかカラオケとか？
Ooh. She grins as she notices my hesitation.
ピータンが恥ずかしがりながら歌うとこ、また見たいのだよ。
Oh, she's
だから
great.
嫌なんだよ。
でもさ、ナオリンとはまだカラオケ行ったことなかったよね。文化祭が終わってちょうどいいタイミングだと思うし、いいんじゃないかな。
Oh my goodness.
てかさ、ナオリンって歌うまいと思うんだよね、うち。何歌うのか知らないけど、おとなしい子が意外とうまかったりするしね。
Huh. Okay.
問題はミハルンのバイトだけど、まあなんとかなる気がするな。
She prattles on and on without giving me a chance to speak. I'm all too aware that this is her way of making sure I can't turn her down. I am pretty curious about what Naomi will try to sing, so I end up agreeing.
イエーイ。じゃ、ちゃんと再来週の土曜は開けといてね。イエーイ。じゃ、ちゃんと再来週の土曜は開けといてね。イエーイ。じゃ、ちゃんと再来週の土曜
Oh
は。
my goodness. Okay.
わかった。
Yay! The Saturday after next would be the 16th. 2 more elections stand between now and then. I should be fine for this week's. But who knows about next week's? That's not the mindset I should have, though. My utmost priority is making sure I never get elected. Okay.
リータン。
I apologize for getting lost in thought before we make our way to class. After spending some time in Shinjuku, I find myself waiting for the train. I realize it's been a while since the last time I went to the bookstore, so I decided to stop by before heading home. There are a fair number of new shoujo manga on sale, so I buy a couple to try.
あ、リンカ先輩。
Hey, Naomi! As it happens, Naomi is already there and waiting for the same train. She even has the same bag in hand as me, which means we were both at the same store. After discussing what we both bought, Naomi's expression gets a bit more serious as she changes the topic.
そういえば、あの子、どうなったんですか?
Oh ho. She must mean you. It's funny, thinking back to that first encounter. Not only did I not know his name, I actually thought he was a girl. How much should I tell Naomi, though? I can't give her all the details like I did with Miharu. Miharu's warning comes to mind as I mull it over.
大丈夫だったよ。
そうですか。
ごめんね。
The exchange is brief, but it no doubt leaves Naomi a tad vexed. If I'm not going to tell her everything, then I'm better off not saying anything at all. Her pained expression tells me exactly how the current situation makes her feel. Doing this to her hurts me enough already, but she must feel even worse on the receiving end. And that's why I try my best to change the topic.
先輩、どうしたんですか?
As soon as I do, I notice a familiar figure amongst the crowd. Not wanting Naomi to notice, I keep my gaze on her, and there is ready to quick glances to make sure I'm right. And I am. It's you. He's standing in the crowd, as if waiting for someone. But I mean, it's a very limited pool of people he could be waiting for. Tries to seem nonchalant, but I notice him glancing over to me every now and then.
お店の買い物を思い出しちゃった。ごめん、今日は先帰ってて。
あ、だったら私も。
Oh no.
大丈夫。文化祭の準備で疲れてるだろうし、ちゃんと休んだ方がいいから。
She nods, although it's obvious that she has read between the lines. Following that, I wave goodbye as she gets on the train. Yu makes his way over after confirming that I'm alone.
お姉ちゃん。
Hey, Yu. He probably realizes that I saw him.
お姉ちゃんにね、お願いがあるんだ。
He cuts right to the chase. I opt to quietly hear him out.
おじいちゃんを家族と会わせてあげたい。
Oh, in like... a day? Oh boy.
だから一緒に場所を調べてほしいんだ。
The election's tomorrow. Oh,
おじいちゃんは大丈夫って言ってもう諦めてるけど、本当はずっと会いたがってたんだ。僕は気づいてたよ。気づいてたけど悔しくって会いに行こうって言ってあげられるのは僕だけなのに言えなくって、今日までずっと迷ってたんだ。僕はどうすればいいのかわからなかったから。でもこのままじゃ僕もおじいちゃんも後悔しちゃうから。
he lets his emotions run rampant despite being out in public. There's nothing I can do to stop him either. Once he finishes his spiel, he stares at me, worry all over his face. I can't blame him. Normally people wouldn't hear him out, but he's probably hoping for the slight possibility that I will.
どこにいるのか知らないし、多分おじいちゃんに聞いても教えてくれない。アレンさんはもっと無理だし、僕にはもう頼れる人はお姉ちゃんしかいないんだ。だから
He's probably expecting me to turn him down based on my silence. I don't seem to be in the right state of mind. His desperation to help Shigetsugu serves to warm my heart, as does knowing we both thought of the same thing.
同じ会社で異動になって地方に引っ越しただけだから、地域を特定するのはそう難しくなかったよ。
That's what you researched. Yeah.
あとは部署をいくつか変えながら電話してみたら意外となんとかなったんだ。選定が始まってから嘘の演技にはちょっとは慣れたからかな。大体の町までは絞れたよ。
You can get so much access that you shouldn't be able to just by pretending to be from another department. The easiest way to hack anything is to just go through a human input. We're all extremely dumb and gullible. Every single one of us. Alright.
あとは君の頑張り次第かな。近所の人とかに聞き込みをして家を見つければいいよ。新幹線代と今日の宿泊代はまあ貸してあげる。おばあちゃんには内緒だけど後で返してくれれば大丈夫かな。
お姉ちゃん
Best chick in the books is playing baby crying sounds from YouTube while pretending to be a stressed housewife. Gets you almost any info. Holy shit. How do you know that? Okay. Anyway. Alright.
牛塚さんを連れて行けはしないんだったら、君が説得して牛塚さんのご家族に来てもらうようにしないと。私はそこまでは協力できない。けど自分を信じてね。
ちょっとお姉ちゃん、どういうこと？
Shigetsugu said that you is both brave and compassionate. I have to agree. I hand him an envelope. Inside is the information I've already dug up regarding Shigetsugu's family, as well as some money.
分かってたの？
なんとなくだけど、私も同じことを考えてたから。
It's their story from here on out. I have no intention of seeing it through. Now that I've done this much for you, I should be able to avoid waking up with regret. To avoid waking up with regret if Shigetsugu gets eliminated. It's in here it's spelled with one U, but is that vowel long in Yu's name? Is it actually with? Is it a short or long vowel? I'm gonna assume it is. Means that it's a long vowel. Okay. Okay.
おじいちゃんが最後に笑っていられるように僕頑張るよ。
I've been purposefully saying it short because it was only one U in this transcription, but yeah, the curse of transcribing languages that don't use the Roman alphabet into a Roman alphabet. And also, I mean, they just, well, or not having the right diacritic. Like you could have just put another U in there, or and maybe you couldn't put the vertical line above it, but you could have put another U. Okay. Anyway.
ありがとうお姉ちゃん。お金は絶対返すから。
After he says that, he remains still for a moment. Just as I mutter that I need to go, he stops me. His expression is deathly serious.
もう一つお願いがあるんだ。
His face makes it clear that this one is serious. Even so, I don't expect what comes out of his mouth. Am I expecting it?
僕を
Yes!
脱落させてほしい。
I've gotten so many imminent predictions wrong, I didn't want to say it, but I was thinking that they were gonna ask her to eliminate them. Oh my fucking god, here we go.
お姉ちゃんが僕のカードを3枚持っていることは察しがついてた。
Oh.
ただね、お姉ちゃんは優しいから僕を指名できないんじゃないかって思ってたんだ。
Correct on both counts.
どうして？
お姉ちゃんに生きてほしいって思ったからなんだ。
そんなの。ごめん。大きな声出しちゃったね。
僕は本気だよ。お姉ちゃんが僕を脱落させるなら納得できるから。
Oh my god!
それだけじゃない。僕はきっと生きてちゃいけないんだ。
The fuck is that? The fuck is that? What?
生きてちゃ
いや
いけない。
僕がなくした記憶は全然戻る気はしないよ。でもね、時々自分が怖くなる。
Okay.
僕の中にいるもう一人の僕が何か恐ろしいことをしようとしている気がして。
I mean, we know that's true.
もし記憶が戻ったら僕は何するかわからない。僕が僕じゃなくなっちゃうかもしれない。
Yeah. Yeah.
だからその前に僕を殺して。
I can feel the pressure he's been bottling up inside from the tone of his voice. That unknown factor has probably been haunting him for a while now. I had no intention of electing him this week, just as he said. Mostly because I don't have it in me.
ごめん。即答はできない。
どうして？お姉ちゃんが行きたいんだったらいずれは僕のことも脱落させるはずでしょ。
そうだよ。でももしユウくんを脱落させるとしたら、それはユウくんの記憶が戻ってから、真実が分かってから。ユウくんは記憶喪失で不安になっているだけなんじゃないかな。何もわからないままユウくんが脱落したら、私は後悔するかもしれない。
ダメだよ。
He refuses to give in. He knows what I'm like by now, and yet he presses on regardless.
お願いだから。優しいお姉ちゃんなら聞いてくれるよね。
I can't bring myself to answer. He refuses to stop staring at me, waiting for me to say yes. He believes he might do something terrible, but I can't see that happening. Sure, his past required him to know how to fight, but that doesn't feel relevant to his current fears.
絶対だよ。
He cuts the conversation off after a period of silence and takes his leave without another word. There's a reason I couldn't give him the response he wanted. Deep down I knew. I just can't do it yet. Today turns out to be another rare day. I keep the cafe open all day long. Leaving it closed so often is taking its toll on me. My legs feel like rubber now that my shift is over. Either way, working up a sweat from hard work feels pretty good. And getting to see all the customers relax and content makes it all worth it.
よし、シャワーを浴びて早く寝よう。
This week's election awaits. Doesn't actually matter when I decide to go to sleep, but the more sleep I get, the better I should feel in the morning. I notice a sizable black object in my room as soon as I enter. Ah, it's Lete, lording over my bed as always.
も
In all honesty, it's reassuring to know that I'm not alone, all alone.
ごきげんよう。運命の奴隷の皆様。
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, it's happening. Alright. Parker's voice echoes throughout the Court of Fate. That's the prelude to this week's election.
録画をせんでも毎週忘れることがないから楽じゃの。
あら、おじいさま。テレビ番組のようにおっしゃらないでくださいます？
Yeah, no, it's a video game.
女神様もテレビのことは知っておったんじゃの。
私はこれでも浮世の流行には敏感なのでございますわ。時の移ろいから外れた存在の私ですけれど、無意に過ごすには退屈すぎますもの。
Yeah, I would also watch so much TV. She smiles as she responds to Shigetsugu. There's something inherently off about hearing a being like her who feels right at home in a fantasy setting talking about TVs. Wonder if she observes events in the real world from here, as if watching us on TV.
皆様、そろそろお疲れのご様子ですね。選定も中盤、無理もありませんね。
おいおい、とっとと始めてくれないか。あんたの言う通り、確かに疲れてるから、睡眠時間は確保したいんだよ。
Federico speaks up in his typical tone of jest. From what I can tell, he doesn't have any serious injuries. You claim to have rendered him immobile. That doesn't seem to be the case. Either that, or the dream world doesn't reflect our current state in the real world. Meaning, he's acting fine to cover the fact that he's been injured.
まったくもう、皆様はせっかちさんで嫌になりますわ。私の退屈をもっと紛らわせてくださってもよろしいのに。まあ、仕方がないといたしましょう。今宵を含め、女神の選定はまだ8回も残っているのですから。それでは、今宵も女神の選定を始めますわ。回りなさい。運命の大時計。
Things proceed as usual after that. Each participant announces whether or not they want to elect someone as the clock hand makes its revolution. Naturally, I'm up first because I'm numeral 1. I announce my intent to not elect anyone tonight. In the end, Alan is the only one to announce an election.
僕は5番を指名させてもらおう。
As expected, he goes straight for Shigetsugu. Shigetsugu seems satisfied with his outcome. Can only guess the meaning behind it, but I'd like to believe his story ends on a positive note. More importantly,
どうしてお姉ちゃんの
she didn't agree.
嘘つき
Sense of guilt washes over me as I hear those words get muttered. Two people faced one another in the court of fate's upper stratum. Alan and Shigetsugu. For Alan, this is his third time. Much like the previous two, his expression remains stolid. Stolid?
ほう、すごいの。夢の世界とやらはこんな風になっておったのか。
Alan remains silent after Shigetsugu's remark. The only thing in his eyes is a reflection of an old man's decrepit smile.
あなた様はすっかり常連ですわね。
Alan gives no response to Parka, who appears out of nowhere, either.
私もあなた様が釣れないお方だというのは分かっていますわ。それでは3枚のカードをお選びくださいませ。
Alan opens up his card book and produces the relevant cards. Once done, he reads them aloud.
氏名牛塚重次、死因餓死、未練仲の良かった家族。
とはいえ、わしはもう思い残すことはないがの。どんなからくりを使ったかは知れんが、わしの息子たち一家と合わせてくれおった。
何を言う。からくりではないだろう。彼、貴様の家族からのメイドの土産だろう。そう言ってやらなければ報われない。
分かっておるよ。老人の照れ隠しじゃ。
Yeah.
そうか。
意外じゃの。いや、意外でもないか。短い付き合いじゃったがわかる。お主は誰よりも家族思いじゃとな。
余計な話をしすぎた。
Right back
メ
to
ガネ
it.
もういいだろう。
あら、もうよろしいのですか？
Before Alan can respond, a bright light floods from his cards. It envelops the area in an instant. Alright. I wonder how long. Because he starved to death. So I wonder how long it's gonna put Alan in. A man haunted by loneliness. On the floor in his home. As starvation whittled him away, all he could do was reflect on his past. He wished to return to those happier times. It was an unrealizable dream. Oh my god, and yet it was one he would cling to as his life's light gradually extinguished.
同情もしない。もっとも貴様の場合は最後に夢を見たのだ。十分だろ
う。やはり珍しいですわね。あなた様が少しでも干渉をお見せになるなんて。
余計な話はいいと言っているはずだ。貴様は貴様の仕事をしてくれ。
Do your job.
まこと面白みのない方ですわね。もっとももう幾度かすればあなた様の興味深いところが見られるかもしれませんけれど。
Alan's platform begins to move as Shigetsugu's cards float in front of him. He must pick a card to keep before returning to the lower stratum. His expression remains unemotionless as he chooses. Sometime after, Alan descends by himself.
それではどのカードを選びますか？
4番未練のカードをもらおう。
Ah. Something's wrong. Yu seems completely unfazed by Alan's selection. No, that's not quite right. His expression is alien compared to a few minutes ago. It sends a shiver right down my spine. His gaze remains focused on me rather than Alan.
あの子は
I find it hard to believe that it's simply anger over me not electing him. This is something else, like I'm staring into an endless abyss of rage. My head suddenly begins to pound, but not enough to make me collapse, so I do my best to power through it.
何？
Huh? Notice Alan's bewilderment the moment he touches Yu's card. The card, which was glowing white, suddenly shatters. The fragments disperse throughout the area.
あらあらあらあら
My card book begins to glow as well. Parka speaks up as soon as I notice.
それでは今宵の脱落者は1名。これをもって選定を終了といたしましょう。
The seed of dissonance has already begun to sprout. But this is just the beginning. God. I wake up drenched in sweat. The gross and sticky kind, no less. Lette is nowhere to be seen, so I assume it was another midnight departure. What in the world happened during that election? The moment Alan got his hands on that card, it shattered. It was Yu's regret card, too. I have that card as well, so I've got a bad feeling about this. I peek into my own book of cards, fearing the worst.
これは嘘。どうして
It's gone. I'm sure the distress in my voice is apparent. Yu's regret card has vanished. This has never happened before. If the card disappears, does that mean his regret has disappeared? That can't be right. His regret was about his mother's cooking, so it wouldn't disappear because I made him one dinner. Even if it did, I would have lost the card sooner. Shigetsugu wouldn't have had it either. Which means there's only one possibility. That's why I decided to go back to Shigetsugu's house after school. Okay. School itself has started to get busy thanks to culture festival preparations. My class got started pretty late comparatively, so the people in charge were running around doing lunch to get things set up. Much as I think that they should have gotten it all sorted out earlier, I'm in no position to comment when I'm doing the bare minimum to help. I would be willing to help out if they ask, but they're making it pretty clear that they want to handle things themselves. And I get why. It's nice when you and a group of friends pull stuff like that off together. Naomi's class is probably doing much better than ours in that regard.
じゃ、リータン、お昼行こっか。
マオはマイペースだな。
今のクラスはあまり居心地がいいものではないからね。今日も
ちょっとそんなはっきり言う？
構わないだろ。マオは手伝うことを打診したけれど、僕たちがいるからと無下に断ったのは彼女たちの方なんだからね。
Yeah.
うちは楽だから気にしてないよ、ミハルン。
Something tells me that Mihara is a bit annoyed. Most likely because it's easy to guess how they treated Mao when she offered to help.
それに、うちらの手伝いの時間はまとめてもらったし、ま、感謝感謝。
マオがいいならいいけれどね。さあ、リンカもそろそろ行こう。
I nod and follow along behind them.
いただきます。
All three of us enjoy lunch on the rooftop as usual. Times like this are when I can relax the most. Just as I'm enjoying my tonkatsu sandwich, a familiar voice calls out as the rooftop door opens.
リンカ先輩いらっしゃいますか？
Oh, hey, Naomi.
羊さん。
お、ナオリン、なんか久しぶりだね。マオ先輩、三島先輩もこんにちは。
Miharu makes eye contact with her, but says nothing. Both Naomi and I understand why, so Naomi makes her business clear right away.
これ先輩たちに届けに来たんです。文化祭のコーヒー券です。
She hands 3 tickets over to us. The words "Coffee" is printed in the middle in an oversized font. Beneath it says "Amecha Girls University High School Culture Festival."
校長先生が私たちの企画に興味を持ってくださって、受付でこのチケットを販売してくださることになったんです。何枚かもらったので、先輩もどうぞ。おー、すごいね。せっかくならたくさんの人に来てもらおうってことか。
うちのクラスのように気の抜けた出し物をするところが多いから、羊さんのように真剣にやるところは珍しく、学校の宣伝になるというわけだね。
I did notice she said her last name. Yeah. It's actually it's kind of it's because names are so important, how you address people is so important. I feel like it's missed opportunity not to write it out. I mean, obviously we can just hear it, but like if there was a dub, what would the dub line say? Right? Anyway. Okay.
そうかもしれないけど、でもナオミすごいね。頑張った甲斐があった。
本番はまだですけどね。でもリンカ先輩のおかげです。先輩がコーヒーを教えてくれたから、私ものめり込んで。ナオリンはさ、コスプレとかしないの？
Oh. Mao poses a new question to cut off the current conversation. I need to go back and know what you're talking about. Okay, interesting. Naomi's face burns a bright red in response.
コスプレですか？三島先輩みたいな。
You like what Miharu does.
僕のはバイトの制服だよ。
God, that's so funny. Oh my god. Okay.
すみません。そういうことしようって言ってた子はいましたけど、私は別に。
You are.
似合わないですし。
You are a visual novel girl. Of course it suits you. But you don't know that.
フラグって言葉を知って
But Mao does! Mao! Hold on. Have you ever heard of Mao?
フラッグ旗ですか？まあそんな感じ。当日を楽しみに待ってるよ。
Hey, Mao. Are you aware? Interesting. Okay. Gotta adjust my headset. There we go. Mao shoots a wry smile at Naomi.
そういえばナオリン、文化祭の次の週だから、再来週の土曜日って空いてる？
Yeah.
またこのメンバーで遊びに行こうって話をしてるんだけど、どう？再来週？大丈夫ですけど。
Yes.
私が行ってもいいんですか？
僕は構わないよ。ねえ、リンカ。
I feel like I missed something between Miharu and Naomi. in regards to what is actually going on, Miharu's perspective on what's going on, Naomi's perspective on what's going on, Mao's perspective, and Rinka's perspective. I'm not sure where that whole thing stands. Anyway.
まだどうするか決めてないけど、久しぶりに出かけよっか。
Oh, you know.
リータン、うちのカラオケって案はどこ行ったの？私、楽しみにしてます。あ、でも、ちゃんと文化祭の時は来てくださいね。
ナオミ、あ、いや、大丈夫。残り1週間だけど、頑張ってね。
Okay, so we're just supposed to notice that there's tension but not know why. Okay, got it. I do my best to swallow the words that I was about to say to her as she walks off. Miharu ferries a glance at me as I do. I can only imagine the feelings behind her crude expression.
お二人さん、早く食べないと昼休み終わっちゃうよ。
Divine selection is in my thoughts more often than I'd like these days, but now it's comment ejects it from my mind for a little bit. Another day spent eating lunch together with friends under a blue sky. Another day spent casually treading the thin line between the life I want and the reality I must face. Once school is over, I catch up to Miharu on her way home.
どうしたんだい？凛花の方から僕に声をかけてきてくれるなんて。
Miharu is already aware of the situation after her help in fending off numeral 11. I don't want to skimp on the details, so I make sure she gets the full story about Saturday night.
昨日の消えたカードのこと。
Yeah.
残念だね。この後お茶でもと思ったけれど、僕はバイトがあるから付き合えないんだ。
分かってる。だから簡潔に。4の少年のこととか、ミハルには話してるから、意見が聞きたくって。
Okay.
凛花は4番未練のカードを取得したと言っていたね。12番の男性が取得したものと同じだ。つまり君のカードも消えたんだね。
My best guess is that they have a new regret, and it's more powerful than the old one, or the old one subsided enough, because a regret subsiding is not enough for a regret card to disappear. It has to be joined with the emergence of a new regret that takes precedence. Because and it works kind of. It feels like it works kind of the way that name cards does it. It's a lot. It has a lot to do. Like what name card you get has a lot to do with your own perception. I'm not sure how because so now a name and your regret, one's perception of their own name and their own regret has a lot of influence. I wonder. I can't think of a way that it would apply to the death card though, because it's just like it's a very just material. There's nothing like perceptual about that. It's just anyway. Okay, and then Miharu continues. We both offer our thoughts on why and how the card could disappear like that. Both of us seem to have the same idea too. Miharu tries to make her way to the station after that, but I stop her again. There's something that's been nagging at me that I need to talk to her about.
それとね、もう一つ。この前の選定で脱落した牛塚さんの話を聞いていて思ったことがあるんだ。
彼の話。それ。
人と人の関係の。
彼の話。それはどんな内容かな。
人と人の関係の話かな。私たちは生きている限りいろんな人間関係の中にいるけど、誰かに行動を強要することはできない。
Hold on, this is long. Oh, right. Okay. Comment for because it's not visible to anyone. Well, Keiko's death, the brain hemorrhage, was very specifically medical, because presumably she was informed by her doctor about the risks. Meanwhile, Sonia's death card just says death from illness or something basic like that. Because presumably Sonia doesn't really care about medical details. Yeah, so, okay. Alright, okay, that makes sense. So, fire, though. That's an interesting... We have the regret card. No, not regret, the death card for you. As fire. That's interesting that it's not bomb. I wonder why. I mean, besides the... Well, actually that wouldn't tell. We didn't get that it's connected to her, so it wouldn't be like a spoiler, I don't think, but we don't even really want Nika to know that there was ever a bomb at this point. Not yet, anyway. But is there a reason why it just says fire from the perspective of you? Also, is this perspective before amnesia or after? If it's before amnesia, I don't really know. I don't really have my thoughts together on that. Okay.
羊さんのことかい?
Oh shit, hold on.
人と人の関係の話かな。
No,
私たちは
never,
生きている
okay.
羊さん
Yeah,
の
yeah,
こと
okay.
どうしてわかったの？
Huh.
君のことだからね。半ば無理やり羊さんを選定に関わらせないようにしたことについて迷っているんだろう。
Yeah?
先に伝えておくよ。僕の意見は変わらない。羊さんが選定に関わることは危険に足を踏み入れるということだ。でもね、リンカ。確かに君の言う通りだ。君たちの行動も心も僕には強制することはできない。
I like it when people are firm in their opinions and their outlooks on life, like Miharu, but is also flexible and understanding. God, it sucks that she has to die eventually.
そもそも僕がリンカのために命を捧げると決めたのも自分の意志で、リンカが数度しか会っていない選定の参加者のためにおせっかいするのも自分の意志なのにね。
そうだよね。
It's so obvious now that she mentions it. Everyone's acting of their own accord. Miharu chewed me out for it, but that never stopped me from getting involved with Keiko, Sonia, or Shigetsugu and you. I stuck by my choices.
とはいえ、羊さんは文化祭に向けて大事な時期だ。大切なことを話すつもりなら、せめてその後をおすすめするよ。
わかってる。ありがとね。
Looks like Miharu knew exactly why I tried to stop Naomi, just as I figured. I might be the type of person to act before I think, but this time around, I knew it'd be best to do the opposite. After parting ways with Miharu, I end up near Shigetsugu's house. And that is where we're going to end it. Looking at the time and seeing that we were in a scene that wasn't this, and we knew we were going to get here, I knew this would be a perfect place to stop. We are going to get to this scene. Oh no, is it? Okay, good, it's only Wednesday. I keep thinking it's like Friday or something. But no, it's only Wednesday, so yep. We have another day tomorrow, and the day after that. Awesome. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. This has been a really fun day. A lot of interesting developments. I think... Let me think about this. Alan asked for a card and then it just disintegrated, right? So... Okay, yeah, now, he's definitely going to figure out, and I hope Rinka also figures this out, that whatever this regret is, it must have happened immediately. Which means that Alan's gonna go after you next. What's Odette gonna do? Is Federico gonna be healed up? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. A lot of... okay. Anyway. Okay, yeah. We're ending the stream, right? Forgot about that. Okay, so, tomorrow we'll be doing Fatal 12, because of course we are. And, yeah. So, this has... yeah, okay. This has been Fatal 12. I've been Calypso aka Carousel, and I'm signing out. Have a wonderful rest of your day.